Alright, today I'm going to try to build a wordle clone in Natto. I haven't rehearsed this, so let's see how it goes. So I'm starting off with an empty canvas. I'll name it wordle. And so if you're not familiar, wordle's this word game where you make guesses of 5-letter words, and it gives you feedback on which of the letters are in the word you're trying to guess, and whether they're in the right spot or not. So this E here, this is saying that the final word, the word you're trying to guess, has an E, but it's not in the spot. Whereas this confirms that there is an A in the first spot. So that's the gist of the game. And so we can start off by modeling the word we want to guess. So we can just use this example here. So we have Abby. Then we want some state as well. So we can have an array here which keeps track of the user's guesses. So if the user has guessed audio, so there's one guessed, another guessed maybe crust here. Then we can reset it like that. So we want a component that renders a guess. There's also a difference between a component that is a guess that's in progress and a guess that's been finished. So let's start off by building a guess in progress. So I'll have another state here. We can call this current guess. And this one here will just be an empty string, I think. And we can create a component here. So let's make this a React component. And what we want here are actually, before we do that, let's get tailwind here. So tailwind play. Okay. So what I'm looking for is that tailwind. I want to use tailwind, which give us these utility CSS class names. And I know that there's a way to use the play CDN here, is what I'm looking for. So including this JavaScript tag will dynamically generate tailwind class names for us. So here I'm going to go to import a script. And now if I do something like so there we go. And what we want are they're 5-letter guesses. And so just to start, I'm gonna make these flex here. Make each one. We'll make them let's see, maybe you can just make them each 1/5. So we can obviously loop this up here, and then for each one, so let's create another component here. This one will be for each cell. So let's call this guess letter. This will take let's take children here. We're going to enable GSX. And this will so now if we use this component, we can render as React and try it out. So if I do guess letter 3, we have just this here. Let's add a little styling to it. So I don't think that's a style we want, but let's just hard code some heights here. Alright, that'll work to start. There we go. And instead of this, let's just stick a border around it. So there we go. And keep that there just so we can play around with this component. Let's connect this one here. And so let's map this. So instead we're going to run one new array of length 5, and let's fill it with, I don't know if that's necessary, but nice. Then here let's stick a key on, and then with the current guess, we'll do current guess I here. So this empty, but if we set this to ABC, so you can see it being rendered. Cool. So this component, we can make this component render the different possible states. Let's see, so by default will be, maybe there's a better name for this, but we can call it type. And then let's make this into a string here. And then put this into a template string. All right. So this one here, border, we can make this the default one. But then if, let's say, type equals, we can have correct, incorrect, and incorrect location. So let's just start off with this here. So now if we do here, type equals correct. Yeah, nice. So we can add the other states as we go. So with the current guess, we don't want to set the type. So this can just be the current guess. This will render the current guess, and then we want to render the other guesses. And so for that, we want to build another component. So let's just duplicate this here. Okay. And so for this one, we want each guess. We'll take a guess as a prop, and then we're gonna do the same map thing here. So let's do that. So this is good, and then render the guess there. guess. Render as React. And so if we have a pass guess here with guess equals, let's say foo, so that's not working. Let's just render little, so that's working. Pass guess here is returning a function. Let's see, what if we turn this as, that looks right. So let's just return this as React. Guess equals foo. So what we can do here to debug this, let's add a little console log. See what we get. Okay, we can see that this console log is being hit, but there's probably an error in the console that we're not seeing. I think the thing here is that we need to connect this guest letter. That will fix it. We can do a better job of surfacing those issues, but for now, what we can do is connect guesses up here. And then we want to map through the guesses. So again, we want to render 6 guesses. So we can do, let's make a div here. And then let's say we want to render 6 guesses. Just fill it with undefined. What we want is the I here. And then fill up. Okay, let's see what's wrong here. Stick a key on. And this is because we don't always have a guess. And so this can be undefined. So let's do that. Okay. Guess letter here, there's type equals correct, so we can take correct. Let's also handle type equals incorrect. Incorrect. So if it's incorrect, we'll just make it gray. And then if it's incorrect location, let's make it say yellow. Again, we can test this out here. So incorrect, 5, and incorrect location, maybe 5 as well. Okay. Looks good. So now, again, let's test this out here. That looks good. For these guesses, for the past guess, we want to say whether this, we want to set the type here. So if the letter, so guess I here, let's make this into, let's add a little space here. This. Some mismatching going on here. New array dot map. So we want to test it with the real answer. Let's see, so if it's the right answer, so if we do answer I equals, let's do this here. If answer I equals guess I, and type equals correct. If otherwise, if the answer that includes guess I, then we'll say incorrect location. Otherwise, it's incorrect. So if this is a past guess, so we'll default it to incorrect. And we see everything here is incorrect. That's a little much, so we can default it to that. And then if guess I does not equal undefined, we'll set it to incorrect. Okay. So the first guess is A, B, C, D, E. I'm expecting A and B to be green and E to be yellow, the last E to be yellow, which is not the case here. So we can add a console.log, guess I and answer I. Let's move this to the bottom here. You can see what the type was. So we have A, and A is incorrect. That's not right. Any else ifs. There we go. Okay. That looks pretty good. And so now we're running the past guesses. We have the current guesses. So the current guess, we also need a keyboard. Do I want to make a keyboard right now? Let's try it without the keyboard first, and then see how that goes. Okay. So without a keyboard, we need a way to make it so that as you're typing, you're changing this here. And then when you press enter, so let's mock this up using a HTML input. It fills it out as you type with your keyboard, your real keyboard, and then when you press enter, it confirms that guess and adds it to guesses. So let's remove this for now. So everything in here, when it comes into the guesses array, everything should be a 5-letter word. So let's do this here. So with the current guess, let's make a text input, and let's do this, and then set the value equals to the current guess, and on change equals set value. So take E, which is the event, and set the current guess to e.target.value. So there should be an input here. Let's stick a border. You can say that this is temporary. And one more here on key press. So I want to see when you press enter, we get enter here. So we can do something like if e.key equals enter, then we'll do something a little different. specifically if the current guess dot length equals 5, we're going to clear the current guess. So let's just try this here. Set current guess to empty string. So if I type, press enter, nothing happens. If I press enter now, it should clear it. Perfect. And you can see that as I'm typing here, it's updating this as well. And then what we'd want to do is add on to the current guesses. So set current guesses, which is an array, and we're just going to push onto it. So current guess. So let's try this out. So we can hide that. So we go A, B, C, D, E. Good. And if I press enter, it should add it to this array here, and this should show up here. Let's see. Nope. That did not happen. Why not? Set current guess. Oh, this is a set guesses. So what I want here is set guesses. Let's try that again. Nice. So if I make another guess here, let's say, doesn't matter. Great. So let's call this mock keyboard for now. Let's style this a tiny bit. And let's see if we can put this together here. So let's also add a reset button. So let's make another component here. Reset. And all this button will do is clear our guesses. So down here, you can add some guesses. And then if I click this, it clears it. So let's take all these pieces and stick them together. Eval pane, we're going to render React. And we'll call this guess grid. We have our current guess, and then we have our mock keyboard and reset button. Let's connect guess grid, current guess, then mock keyboard, and reset button. Let's connect that as well. Put this together. Guess grid. Actually, so here I'm actually working with the React elements. So I'm just going to render it. And guess, and then mock keyboard and reset button. Let's put a little spacing. Below the grid. Just a little. See the borders, they look like they're 2 pixels because they're touching each other. Let's put a little padding around the whole thing. And stick a little more spacing. Okay, let's try this out. So, audio, crest, plain, amber. Audio. I just want to drag this over here so you can see the current guess. So what do I have? Crest, flame, amber, and Abby. Boom. And there you have it. A simple wordle clone in Natto. Thanks for watching.